Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
We got this message from Tessa, and we know just enough to know that we wanted to bring it to the radio. So can you tell us what's going on, please?
You know, I have these neighbors, and they're great. Don't get me wrong. I really like them. But they have a lot of parties during the week, and I do attend. I'm not going to lie. I go.
Okay.
But they have 2 kids, and one is 8 and one is 6. And I feel like it's just a lot for them. I mean, these parties will go on to like 2 or 3, and it's school nights as well.
Yeah.
And I just don't know, like, do I say something to them, or do I say nothing? I really don't know. I'm torn.
So they party during the school year as well as the summer, all year round?
Yeah.
That would be really distracting. I can't imagine how the kids function during their school day. Now that it's summer, I can only imagine it's going to get crazier. Do you think they're going to call you a hypocrite, though? Like, if you say to them, like, you should probably stop partying so much?
I really don't know because, as I said, like, I do go, you're right, but I don't have kids. And I feel bad for their 2. I mean, they're not even teenagers.
So they're what, 8 and 11, you said?
8 and 10.
8 and 10. Yeah, I don't know how you'd bring that up because, you know, whenever you touch that subject of people's kids, they get so, like, defensive, you know? Like, all of a sudden they'll think, oh, you think we're putting our kids in danger. I feel like that might be the route it could go. You never know.
Can I stop everybody for a second here and remind you to all watch your friggin' bobbers?
Well, who's going to watch the bobber of young kids, you know? Like, maybe just mention, like, oh, should we keep it down a little bit? Like, go over for a party. And then just say, hey, is it too loud? Are they trying to sleep inside?
Everybody loves somebody coming to their party to go, keep it down.
Well, obviously she is invited, so they enjoy her company. But maybe she does have some influence on them. Like, hey, you know, like, are they needing some quiet time? Because we could take the party to my house.
If you brought this into my house and said, your kids probably need a little bit more quiet time, you are getting a pure, like, you know, in the movies where they grab you by the belt buckle and the back of the shirt and they throw you out on the lawn?
Obviously,
that's exactly what I would do.
Choose your words wisely. You don't want to cause a rift. Like, rift between neighbors is the worst. We actually had a situation, our first house that we lived in, Derek and I bought. Our neighbors across the way, they only lived there for like maybe 4 months, but they were partying constantly and they had 4 kids under the age of 6. And like there were
kids
cars.
Malnourished, maleducated.
I have no idea how they function day to day. I was not in their life, but sadly, like, we would look over there and there would be 15 cars deep down the road, like almost every other night.
Maybe they found a way to juggle it.
Rotating door of partying and laughing and being loud, and cops were over there.
You jealous because you never got invited?
No, I wasn't. I didn't want to party with them. They weren't cool.
Seemed like a lot of people thought they were cool.
That's okay. They're kind of people. All right, so we just had Tess on, who has admitted that, yes, her neighbors throw parties. She has gone to the parties, but lately she realizes, you know, they're 8 and 11-year-old, or what, 8 and 10-year-old.
Yeah, 8 and 10.
They are just up the parties go all night long into the early morning. They do it during the school year, too. So she's wondering how she should go about, like, should she insert herself and stick up for these kids? And who knows how they're functioning every single day. If they're up all night because of loud music and distraction, they can't get a good night's sleep.
What if they're having the perfect little life and now you're butting into it?
I don't know. I don't know the right answer. I don't want to butt in and tell someone how to parent, but I mean, some parents just don't know how to parent. Right?
But that's none of your business.
But sometimes it is. If it's not your business, these kids are going to like... what if some people didn't butt in and kids continued to be abused? Listen to this
family
text.
To butt in.
This is crazy. Christina says, we did insert ourselves with our neighbors that had the same situation, and happy we did. The cops found the 3-month-old in her crib covered in vomit and feces. They said they couldn't hear her cries over the music. They partied all the time. I cried thinking of how often that might have happened.
I'm not saying this doesn't happen. All right. This is a very... on average occurrence.
But it could happen. Not saying an 8 and 10-year-old couldn't vocalize, hey, turn it down, or we need something, or they couldn't get it themselves.
10, don't you think you could tell mom and dad to turn the music down?
But maybe they can't. Maybe their parents are like, get out of here, go inside, get on the Xbox, leave us alone, we're partying. I don't know. I just...
I think what should happen here...
You got to be careful when it's neighbors.
I'm going to call her back. I'm going to get the address. I'm going to go to a party this weekend, and I'm going to see what's up.
Anything to party, huh?
I'm just saying, that's the way we should go about this. As responsible broadcasters, it's probably our job to dig in here.
I'll let you do that.
Go in for a little food, maybe a couple of cocktails, take a look around.
Tyler says if she has a problem with it, stop going. Crazy how people feel the need to get up in people's business. Good learning lesson. Don't associate with your neighbors. LOL. I agree with the don't hang with your neighbors.
What?
No, we do not hang with our neighbors. Maybe every now and then when Nick and Dina live next door, but I would not hang with my neighbors.
Are for.
No, your neighbors are for helping you out every now and then. You grabbing their mail if they need to, like Chuck and Sandy will grab their packages, whatever. But
you won't go have a bonfire beer with them?
No.
You're killing me. Are you serious?
Never. I wave, I help out if needed, because that's a neighborly thing to do. But I don't, when Amos explained his neighborhood where he lives, and
they just leave the garage doors open and then you can go have a beer anywhere.
That's the universal sign of come in my garage, grab a beer, and put your... Oh, no. Oh, my God. Derek would die. He would just be like, get off my property right now. And I feel the same. I'm very protective of my space. So if I invite you, then you come on over.
You're a freak.
No. The cul-de-sac on Halloween, I might try out. Because they do the fireball apple cider shots. But they party down in the cul-de-sac. I don't do that.
I don't want to get off subject here, but I need to turn this over to you. If you're listening to this right now, Kat doesn't want anything to do with her neighbors.
No. Mm-mm.
Are you the same? I am absolutely not the same.
You would go hang with your neighbor
all day, every day.
The realtor, he looks like a square. The realtor?
Scott from across the street. No, he's a good guy.
I don't know if you know what they have in that in the past.
No, I know I have.
I don't know.
You know what? I would go up and down the block, and if the garage door is open, I'm walking in and saying hi and having a beer with my neighbor.
I would.
My gosh.
People have guns.
You are such
don't you know that?
You are such a separatist.
I'm not finding out the hard way.
Finding out now.
Oh, my God.
In a world where there is not enough love, Kat Mussolini over here has decided she doesn't want to be your neighbor. And if you are her neighbor, she wants nothing to do with you because she believes in a separation here.
Absolutely. I don't have neighbors that I know really well. And is that because I don't hang out with them?
You'll never get to know them very well if you don't at least stop and say hi.
Sydney says we have beers and bonfires all the time. We invite ourselves over. Oh, I am getting upset even hearing that. Do not invite yourself over. I am naked a lot. I am shirtless half the time. Hell no. That sounds horrible. That's why I don't live in Anoka, because our family's known for pop-ins. And pop-ins are not my thing.
Audrey, does it bother you to hear how horrible of a neighbor Kat is?
Well, yes. To me, I loved living in a neighborhood. We did used to live in the Twin Cities area.
Yeah.
Now we live out in the country a little bit more. So it's a little harder to get to, the neighbors, and stuff. But when we do see them, we definitely,
But the thing is, I'm not a horrible neighbor because I don't hang out with them. I'm a really good neighbor. If you need anything, I got you. I'll go let your dog out if you need. That's a neighbor to me. A neighbor is not letting somebody walk in my house anytime they want, grab a beer whenever they want. I will offer you a beer.
That's what I strive for.
That's not what it means to just walk into your house. It's just to be, friendly, like he says. If you're going for a walk, you can say, and the neighbor will say, "Come on in," and have a beer.
Sure.
Kat wants nothing to do with it. She's a complete separatist. We've lost her.
If I were to go on a walk, I know a few people in the neighborhood. If they were to invite me into the garage to sit down and have a White Claw, I would do that. And I would invite people if I felt like it. But don't walk on my property if I haven't invited you, is my point.
Hey, Audrey, thanks
alone.
for the call. I appreciate you being on the show. Now, I want to get a different angle here real quick because, Roxy, you live in an apartment, right?
Yes, I live in an apartment.
Are you friends with all the people that live around you? Would you want to have them over for a beer, happy hour?
No.
Nope.
Why don't you want to know the people you live next to?
Most of them don't speak English, for one.
Okay, well, get to know different cultures.
Yeah, and embrace the other cultures.
I'm not saying I don't talk to my neighbors. I'm not saying I hiss and run inside. I'm just saying I don't sit there and party all the time with my neighbors. That I have a life. I have stuff to do.
No, I will not. I will not hang out with my neighbors. And then outside of the apartment building, there is down the block. There's the people on the corner that'll have bonfires and stuff. And my roommate went over there a couple weeks ago, and they were doing shit tons of drugs.
Oh,
so
okay.
sorry about my language.
Yep, sorry, I got to dump that. So thank you, though. I appreciate it. God, I mean, I appreciate.
See, these are your people calling in, by the way. These are your people calling in and swearing on our show. My people are sticking up for me, but
Roxy said her roommate went down the street the other day, and they were partying, and they were doing blank tons of drugs.
Yeah, answer that, because this is somebody sticking up for me, by the way. This is
Natasha, what's going on? How you feeling?
Okay, I'm good. So my neighbors are older, so we live in a area where it's the front of our house isn't great, the back of our house is the good side of town, but we'll talk to each other from our yard, but we're not going to go to each other's houses.
Right.
And then my other neighbor has schizophrenia, so it's nope.
So I agree with you. I think that a casual conversation, just being super polite to your neighbors, is a really good thing. They're your neighbors. You cannot escape them.
Here's what you're taking for granted, Natasha. If you drove out to Kat's place and you look around, it's all new home construction. It's a nice, tight little family area. It's like driving through Pleasantville.
We have a beautiful neighborhood, and great people live there.
So why wouldn't you want to be around these people more?
Different occasions. We have a neighborhood block party.
And I don't like people in my house.
Yeah, you don't have to have people in your house if you don't want to. It's your house.
Everybody, hit pause. Hit pause for half a second. Aren't we striving to be better people to each other? You guys are both no, I don't want anything to do with other humans. What the hell are you here for then?
I feel like you're not listening to me. I didn't say I didn't want anything to do with humans. I said I will be cordial and I'm great to my neighbors. I just don't.
You're not great. They can't come into your garage for a beer. You're not great.
Okay.
Natasha, you need to do better as well. And I can't have you.
My friends come over, though. Our friends come over a lot.
Why can't your friends be your neighbors?
You tell them on this radio, tell it we're trying to get them to move. You tell them, show them out.
I'm not kicking people out of your neighborhood. You have to get off the air now. Thank you. This has gone wrong. You just have to be nice to your neighbors.
Where did that text go saying we have a lot of expensive stuff in our garage, something like that? We don't want people in and out of our garage. This one depends on your neighbors. I was based with military families, and we all got along. You guys live a special kind of lifestyle, though, in the military. You guys depend on each other. I don't need to depend on Chuck and Sandy for anything.
Radio Paparazzi.
ABC's George Stephanopoulos, bless you, spoke to Johnny Depp's lawyers, and they're talking about how, even though he wasn't in the courthouse, he was very excited.
He was over the moon. It was like the weight of the world had been taken off his shoulders, and I feel that finally, after 6 years, he's gotten his life back. My view is that social media played no role whatsoever. This was a decision made by the jury on the evidence presented by both sides.
Did you hear that Johnny Depp is going to do another Pirates? He is going to go back to Disney.
He said no way. Didn't the guy ask him $300 million and a whole ship of alpacas or something?
Don't know, but it looks like he's going to have even more money, which means he doesn't need her money. So is he going to make her pay?
As Mr. Depp testified, and as we both made clear in our respective closings, this was never about money for Mr. Depp. So this was about restoring his reputation, and he's done that.
I think another way to mind, her is to make her not pay. and then say, I know you're trying to raise a daughter. You don't have to claim bankruptcy. Let's just call it even.
I'd take a bunch of that money and give it to a kid's charity. That's what I would do.
Yeah, he does a lot for charities. All right, so retired NBA superstar Dwayne Wade speaking emotionally about his fears for his 15-year-old transgender daughter, Zaya.
As sad as it is, as blessed as my daughter is to have parents who can support her, I'm still afraid every moment she leaves our house. And not just because of gun violence, but because of the way that people perceive her in this world, right? We're in this stage and we're in this world right now where it's like, hey, we get information, we're learning information, social media, like we can find everything we want to know about life, right? It's like our kids can go find all these things, but then it's like, hey, don't talk about this in school, don't do this in school. Why are we not talking about it? Why are we not educating our kids? Why are we not educating ourselves?
So we've changed a lot between 25 and 55, and it's so true. Like every year that goes by, things start to be put into perspective. It's kind of fun, actually. But Adam Sandler talking about how different his goals are now.
When I was 25, in his age bracket, I dreamed many dreams. I wanted to be successful, good at what I do. I wanted to be at the top of my game. At 55, I say, whatever happens. No. I still work hard. Yeah. It's just not the dream. You know what the dream is at my age? You want your kids happy. You don't think about yourself as much. You just want your kids to have a great life and a great day and and try to lead them in the right direction. And that's the dream.
Spot on.
Very true. All right. It's a big day. I believe it's happening. Britney Spears and Sam Asghari, they're getting married today in front of 100 people. I'm sure all 100 supported her through everything that was going on. Her mom and dad will not be there. Her brother Brian, however, is going to be there.
I didn't even know she had a brother.
Yeah, older brother. And obviously her sister will not be there after writing that tell-all and saying, I don't know why she's mad at me, but I just divulged all of our secrets.
Is her cousin Pickle going to be there?
Her cousin Pickle? Do you just assume because she's Southern that she has a cousin Pickle?
Oh, Pickle Spears.
Pickle Spears. That's actually, okay. Wow. That's actually pretty funny.
Let's begin now.
Let's get after it. Good morning, Kat. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm worked. We worked all day yesterday. We got done with our golf outing, went home, and it is a full graduation prep situation going on at our home.
Is the tent up?
The tent arrives. My friend Jim is bringing the tent about 1 o'clock today.
Oh, okay.
And it'll go up. But yesterday was the day of pulling all the weeds out of the rock beds.
Okay.
I fully purged, cleaned, and refilled the hot tub, so that's ready to go.
Yeah.
My son Peyton and I got the entire backyard set up, power washed everything.
Nice.
We're looking to be good. You know what I didn't think was going to be as much of a chore as it was is we have a kegerator in our basement where the bar is. My wife wanted that brought up and out. And it's now in the garage, but it'll be outside of the garage.
Uh-huh.
And just getting that thing moved around was a little bit of a chore.
Yeah. Why'd you do that? Are you guys not having just a regular keg?
Well, no, we are. But I think the thing is, my wife and my daughter have decided tomorrow for our graduation party is that they don't want so many people in and out of the house.
Okay.
It's more like just have some fun outside. So we got all the yard games out, and the tent will go up, and the food will be there, and the beer will be there. And then my wife yesterday looks at me, she goes, should we go buy... We need to go buy some Yeti coolers. I go, whoa,
What?
This is an investment, right?
Yeah.
She's thinking we need like 4 more coolers. I go, that's $1,000, Trish.
Can't you just get a horse trough? Hey, I know somebody with a ranch. Do you want to head down to my in-laws and get a horse trough?
Call some friends and ask if we can borrow their coolers? She's like, because we need 2 for the water, 2 for the Trulies, 2 for the sodas, 2 for the beers.
And you can't get an igloo?
Well, that's what I said. I said, we got a whole bunch of coolers laying around here.
Yeah.
I said, who are we posing for?
Yeah.
Well, okay, fine. That's fine. We'll just get what. So she started texting people, and I guess we got a bunch of coolers showing up at our house. So.
That's the truth, man. She wants to flex. She's got a lot of people coming over.
It is a full-blown scene at our place right now.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit excited for tomorrow. Today is the heavy work day, though. So once we get through today and through the weekend, I'll be a little less on edge. But I'm just, I keep getting my orders.
Yeah.
And then I just follow my orders. I'm not trying to get fancy. I'm not trying to get creative. I'm not trying to lead this pack. I'm just, I understand where my bread is buttered.
Yeah, check that list off. I went to bed at 7:10 last night.
What?
I literally, my body shut down. I can only name 2 other times that has happened where I'm like, I I can't even brush my teeth tonight. I didn't even put my Invisalign in. I was so tired. I just
You
fell
were so
into
tired
bed.
you couldn't put your braces in?
No, I couldn't. My arms wouldn't work. It was weird. I barely put on my big butt underwear and I just melted
Why
into
were you
bed.
so tired? We just sat at that golf hole yesterday. It wasn't like we were working.
No, then I had to go stock the concessions. I had to haul everything in, soda, everything, and then restock it, run to the bank, get them changed, go home, and then to realize that the chicken drumsticks that we were going to grill were still frozen underneath. And I'm like, what are we going to do? So we had Chinese, Liam had football, and that was our night.
You went to bed at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I was like those kids that lick their ice cream cone and they're falling asleep, and then their parents catch them. I was putting my beef and broccoli in my mouth, and I was like, "Nar, nar." Derek was pushing my underjaw so I would chew. I was so tired, but overall, ready for today. I got a lot of stuff to do today.
Imagine it is a Tuesday night. It's about 11:45 p.m. and the hunger strikes you. And you can't stand it anymore. You can't get back to sleep. And you roll over. You're like, I'm going to sneak out of bed. I'm going to grab me just a quick snack and a big ice cold glass of water. And I'm going to go back to bed. What's your snack?
I'm going to say a massive spoonful of peanut butter. I remember throughout my pregnancy, Derek would wake up and there would be dried peanut butter spoons.
You'd be sleep eating?
He's like, when did you get up and do all this? I'm like, I don't remember. I remember some days I would lay there and I would lick it like a lollipop. And then by the time I knew it, I would just put it on my nightstand. And
according to a nutritionalist, you've got one of the top 5 best for you midnight snacks going on.
Really?
They say, well,
okay, name off the other two.
Okay, well, so here's the deal with the peanut butter, by the way. It has tryptophan. We always think about turkey with tryptophan, right? Yeah. The banana, if you have bananas and peanut butter, it adds some potassium, relaxes your muscles, helps you sleep better, and you'll avoid any kind of cramping.
Okay.
Number 2 on the list, by the way. So you were in the top 5. Number 2, cheese and crackers. So cheese has a little tryptophan too. It's easy. Ideally, you should choose a cracker that's high in fiber, like the wheat thins or the what are they?
The Ritz crackers.
I don't think Ritz is right. It's
Premier Saltines.
No. It's the ones that they're shredded over the top and then laced. This looks like a wicker. Oh yeah, it looks like a wicker basket. But the number 1 snack, if you're gonna have a late night, midnight snack, is turkey. If you can have some sliced turkey,
oh yeah,
protein fills you up. Tryptophan helps you sleep. If you're thinking about any kind of snack, or if your kids always want some kind of a sugary snack or something before they go to bed, if you can get them on the turkey wagon, you're better to go.
Nice. I love a good bag of shredded turkey.
Not a bag. They say a couple of slices.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah, but I feel like the cold turkey would wake me up.
No.
A room temperature spoonful of peanut butter keeps me sleeping while I eat it.
Or you can have that salmonella-filled room temperature slice of turkey, and then you're down for the big count.
You got great ideas. Thank you.
Okay, you were going to laugh about what now?
Oh, nothing. Well, cheese. Okay, so there's this, someone set up a trail cam. I don't know if it was at a sanctuary for hippos, but there was a hippo and he has grass hanging out of him and it said me at 2 a.m. with shredded cheese. Where you just eat the shredded cheese. It's funny. Look it up. Google it. It's cool. Did you see the card I'm filling out?
Is it for my daughter?
Yeah. It says, OMG, look at her brain. It's so big. We're going to put money in it.
Will it be lost on her, though? Will she get it? Will she get the Mix-a-Lot reference?
Smart enough. You're in radio.
She listens to a lot of old school, so I hope she gets it.
I hope she does, too. But I wrote $5 for everything we think is cool about you. So I'm just going down the list. One of them, sadly, is that she knows us. But everything else, she's very thoughtful.
Only you
beautiful
would
smile.
take my daughter's graduation card and make it about you.
All right. It is kind of a perk. I said, seems like last year you were in 11th grade. Is that going to be lost on her, too? Does she get jokes?
Get that. But how are you going to fit 20 bullet points in there?
I'm not giving her 100.
Wait, what? We've worked together for 17 years and you're not giving her at least $100?
But I got her something cool. I got her cash and then I got her something cool. So therefore I spent almost $100.
Yeah, I looked at my wife.
I can't believe it. You're having this conversation
I said,
with
do you
me.
know how cheap Kat and Derek are going to be with Reagan's graduation.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
and I said, they're going to come here.
hard way
they're going to come here. They're going to bring their kid. They're going to eat more than $100 worth of food and booze. And we're going to lose money on having them at the party.
I bought your son a cool St. John's T-shirt, and he was like, "This is crap," and gave it to you.
He didn't say that.
Yes, he did. That's what you told me. You said he said, "This is crap."
It didn't fit him. It was way too big.
That's not my fault.
Because you guys don't know sizes because you don't care about
You want me to get him something that's too small for him?
You just wanted to buy him a $9 shirt and then eat $48 worth of food at my place.
I didn't even come to his party.
Right.
I was busy.
Yep.
I am not going to fight with you in front of the kids.
Who is supposed to pay for the first date?
Yes, and I am a big believer in the guy or, actually whoever invites somebody out. I've always felt like that. If you invite me out, I think maybe.
So if it's a date, a romantic venture, whoever asks the person out should be paying, is what you're saying?
Yeah, now that we're in 2022, but I love the idea of the guy paying for the first date and then maybe go halvesies.
Because you don't want to?
No, I like the idea. It just is kind of how it always has been, and sometimes things shouldn't change in my mind. But this woman totally rails this guy.
Did you really come back with 2 separate checks? Yeah. You're really going to make me pay? He's really making me pay, you guys.
Hey, how'd you get home?
You're taking me home.
You got gas?
No.
You got gas?
You're taking me home. All right, you guys. He's not making me, he's making me pay for my food. That's a sad shame. Look at this man. Don't ever go out with him. Don't give him your number. Just run.
Wow. That's a sad shame. And then, but he wasn't going to even bring her home. You have gas money? So either he was like super cheap.
I can guarantee he sat long enough with this girl that he wanted nothing left to do with her, and he was about ready to bounce.
Yeah, she sounds a bit abrasive, huh?
Anyone that posts something like that is somebody you don't want to date anyways.
Yeah. They'll post pictures of you like sleeping and snoring. Oh, I shouldn't say that because I aired Derek snoring. But what is your take on that? I'm always curious to hear if people still have the same mentality as I do. I think the first date should always be the guy.
I've moved on. Imagine meeting up with a woman. You go to dinner, you're going to have a good time, and you realize, man, this is going to be a short-lived relationship. And she turns the camera on you and does this.
Did you really come back with 2 separate checks?
Yeah.
You're really going to make me pay? He's really making me pay, you guys.
Hey, how'd you get home?
You're taking me home.
You got gas?
No. You're taking me home. All right, you guys. He's not making me, he's making me pay for my food. That's a sad shame. Look at this man. Don't ever go out with him. Don't give him your number. Just run.
This poor guy.
Shaming. I agree with you. Maybe like halfway through, he's like, oh my God, this is a nightmare.
She's too much. I can't do this. And number one, I don't want to get stuck with this bill. She was probably ordering, some expensive food and wine after wine after wine. And then I don't want to take her all the way across town. Like I would float her a couple of bucks for an Uber, but then my favorite is when he goes, "You got gas?" Gas is expensive.
Sometimes I'm jealous of people that can just make moves like that. I just suck it up, Buttercup. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll just pay for it. But she went all in.
So our First Thought Thursday is basically asking, should a guy be paying, or are we past that point right now? Caitlin, guy pays or equal on the first date?
I mean, I think that a guy shouldn't have to pay because also, like, if you split it, then it doesn't put any expectations on the woman,
Yeah.
Then it's not like, oh, I have to, like, go home with you or anything like that. Then if you're splitting it, it's like, oh, like, we're kind of, like, equals type of a thing, you know?
We talked about this a couple of months ago where it's probably one of the worst parts of going out for me with people is when they ask that question.
My wife is slick about it. She's so fast about it. She goes, no, separate bills, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She just chokes it off.
But also, as a server, I used to listen for cues like, on my tab, I'll take the, say it really quick. On my tab, I'll take the appetizer, and then they know it's going to be 2 tabs.
Hey, Caitlin, how about this ride home when the guy goes, well, you got gas? Let's say you and I went out and we were going to split the tab. And I picked you up.
I mean, in this economy, it's 100% I'd do that.
So dating in 2022, we should just say everyone goes Dutch because it's too expensive. You shouldn't even date in 2022.
It should just be over
break
Skype.
The bank.
Yeah, it's cheaper and easier. Thanks, Caitlin. Have a great day today.
You too.
Take care. Ellie, should he be going Dutch here or should the guy be paying still?
Ellie?
Hi, Ellie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I always would pay. Like, as the female, I always offer to pay.
Really?
I think offering is nice, but a guy should be like, no. It's our first date.
Why?
Next date.
Why should a guy be like that?
Next date, it's on you. Say something funny like that, Next date, you got us. So.
Like, sometimes he does offer after I say that, but then I kind of feel like, oh, maybe I should be the one paying for it too.
Are you currently in the dating world, or do you have someone solid?
I do not right now. So maybe it doesn't work.
How is that life like?
It sounds exhausting.
It sounds like a lot of work. Are you on apps?
I am not.
All right, so you're doing it the old-fashioned way. How about gas? How do you do that? You're like, all right, you got to get me home, even though I know it's going to cost you $28 in gas money?
Like hearing the other answers, honestly, I would take gas money if I'm the one driving.
Yeah.
But I always offer gas money as well. For
Oh, my God.
Driving.
This whole inflation situation is making everything not romantic at all.
I can't imagine dating and then having to be like, thanks, Ellie. I appreciate your call, by the way. I can't imagine it get down to the end of the night. And first off, I don't, the split a tab thing, that wouldn't bother me. But the whole, if she was to give me a ride home, be like, hey, can I give you $20 for gas?
Too bad I have a friend that has probably done that. And I'm like, you can't be tacky cheap like that all the time. But I also don't think you should ride together on a first date. You don't even know that person. You meet there. As a school bus driver, went to the grocery store, so parked in the back of the parking lot, ran in to probably grab some lunch, whatever, left the door kind of cracked open. This guy made his way inside the school bus and fell asleep in the back seat. Then this guy went to go pick up all the kids.
One took a photo of him and his juice box, canned tuna, and a tin of salmon. Turns out not even the driver knew he was on board. It shows how the man got into the bus in a St. Albert parking lot while the driver was away from the vehicle.
He got the kids all the way to school before anyone told him that there was a dude passed out in the back of his bus.
They only said something to the bus driver when he fell off his seat because he was out cold. But doesn't he sound like an old-fashioned 1920s hobo?
A little bit.
Like
just
with
jumping
the
on a train car.
No, with the tin cans.
Oh.
What a dumb investment. Don't you want something? He didn't have a can opener, I'm sure.
Probably one of these army can openers that you can keep in your pocket. Those little itty bitty ones. They're about the size of a nail clipper.
On a tough time, he just wanted to fall asleep somewhere comfortable.
Oh, he was on a salmon hangover. He had too much canned salmon, so he had to take a nap.
Took him right out. All right, in sports, Golden State Warriors point guard Steph Curry making headlines today for calling out a reporter whose phone rang during a press conference.
Marcus Thompson, unbelievable. I'm calling you out. It's like when you're in church and the pastor's giving a sermon and you over there with your phone.
I'd like to begin by repenting for my press conference sins.
Having some fun. All right, so here's a TikTok trend, and I watched the video this morning, and I don't know if she's telling us the truth or if she's literally going to pull this massive prank on people, but she knows how to make healthy Coca-Cola.
My Pilates instructor makes this drink, and it's a healthy alternative to a Coke. Like a splash of balsamic vinegar, and then take any sparkling beverage. I'm picking LaCroix, and it could be any flavor. Mix it together. It tastes like a Coke, and it's healthy.
Nope.
Come on, that's disgusting. I don't know whose Pilates instructor told them to do this, but fire them. This is terrible.
No, you're a sucker. If you do this, you are a complete sucker.
How you know it's not true is that she didn't do it all in one take. The next frame was her trying it, so it could have easily been swapped out for an actual Coca-Cola.
Be half smart about this. If you take a LaCroix and you pour vinegar in it, I don't care if it's balsamic vinegar, white vinegar, apple vinegar, any kind of vinegar, it's going to taste like butthole.
I know. This is the TikTok challenges that I could stand watching people do. Not the Tide Pod, but funny ones like this. So if you're going to try it, at least let us know.
Radio Paparazzi.
It was Sam Neal from Jurassic Park. This is a very funny story. So they had the Jurassic Park premiere, and when you go do premieres in London, it's a big thing. The royal family will come out, and they'll come to the screening, and it's just kind of what they do to stay in front of the public. And so Princess Diana was there.
They had a premiere for Jurassic Park in 1993 here, and Sam Neal sat next to Princess Diana, actually. Yeah, and on the other side of him was his young son, who had very terrible gas, lots of flatulence, and Sam was like, Princess Diana thinks I'm farting this entire screening. What do I do?
She never knew.
Sick. I always blame farts on Liam. Always. And he does it back. It's the worst, though, when he walks away.
Is that an elephant?
Gross. Kylie Minogue, she is talking about how, it was not like a battle or anything when Kylie Jenner wanted to go by just Kylie, but she's like, listen, I have to stand my ground.
It was just business, obviously. But when I was named Kylie, there was I think I have met one person older than me called Kylie, so it's kind of unusual. And I've spent a lifetime, protecting my brand and building my brand, so it was just something that had to be done.
Stopped her from trademarking that name.
I guess so.
That's
Kylie
amazing.
Minogue was just in town doing the local Masked Singer down
at the
in the
convention
city.
center.
Yeah, she did a cool job. All right, so Chris Pratt, he was on with Jimmy Kimmel, and he's talking about how his kids have the name Schwarzenegger. Is it hard to spell?
Yeah, it's a long name. There are a lot of letters in these children's names.
Yeah, there are.
Schwarzenegger is the second middle name.
The second middle name. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I see. So there's no hyphen.
Yeah, we didn't hyphenate the names. It's a middle name, but I guess maybe that's
Did
semantics.
Arnold insist on that? Was he like, my name needs to be in there?
No, that was Catherine.
And Chris Pratt's a Minnesota guy, right?
I don't think so.
I think he is. Somebody had said before that he's from. I guess we could wiki it. But do you guys know, is Chris Pratt from Minnesota?
I feel like he is down to earth, like he's from this area. Oh my God, he was born in Virginia, Minnesota.
But he was raised. Okay, so he's a Minnesota boy.
Oh my God, we should get married.
I think he already is, and so are you.
Connection.
And I don't think you're his type.
Yeah, that's right. What does that even mean? What does that even mean?
Anyone could take that any which way you wanted to.
How should I take that?
I would have taken it as he doesn't like radio people.
Okay. Safe route. Blowing out their candles today. Natalie Portman is 41. Johnny Depp is 59. And Michael J. Fox is 61.
Any meetings after the show today, Kat, that you have to be part of?
I have a recording for my AM home show.
Okay.
And that is it.
But you don't have to meet with anybody to do a meeting. So I think I have 3 or 4 a week scheduled meetings that I have to be part of.
Yeah.
And a lot of them could be solved with emails, but they aren't.
Mm-hmm.
And I have in the back of my head a whole bunch of words or phrases that seem to be used in business nowadays that are driving me crazy. And then I found this list of the business buzzwords that make people the most agitated. And agree or disagree with these, Kat. Growth hacking. Have you heard that term?
No, I haven't. Is that where you stop somebody from growing at the company?
No, it's where you take a shortcut to your growth. It's a hack to become more grown inside your company.
So think smarter, not harder.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Move the needle. Is that one driving you crazy?
Oh my God. You say that all the time.
I do. You know
what
why
are you
I
going
use
to do
it?
to move the needle?
I use it because it's a fun radio pun. Because when we see the volume on the board here in front of us, there's needles that move. So I'm like, oh, is this going to move the needle?
Uh-huh.
It's a radio pun, so that's why I use it.
All right.
If I had a corporate job, a real job, I'd never use that. How about this one? Boots on the ground.
Does that mean come to work?
I think it means you're here. You're where it's all happening. So for instance, our boss. If I was to refer to well, you don't know what it's like to be boots on the ground. He's never hosted a morning show. He's never been here at 3 a.m. to see the crap that goes down when the whole computer crashes and there's nobody except for your engineer in Antarctica to rely on.
Sure.
That's what boots on the ground.
Okay.
How about circle back? Oh, let's circle back on that.
Oh, man. I don't want to circle back. That
I'm
was
here
one
to fix
thing.
it.
I had that example a couple of weeks ago. I don't want to circle back because we just talked about it. I don't want to talk about it.
What drives me crazy is if I go to a meeting and I spend my time in there and you go, oh, we'll circle back to it. No. I'm here right now.
Yeah.
Let's fix this.
Now, the only way it makes sense is let's circle back and see if what we just put into motion is working. Then that's just kind of like an update meeting. I could circle back with that.
The buzzword that is number 2 on this list that drives people crazy if they're in a work environment is culture.
Okay.
You agree?
I think it means something different to everybody.
It should mean the vibe, but what's going on? What's the feel of your
culture.
workplace?
Yeah. We have a lot of signs in our bathroom stalls in the girls' room. Cindy will put a lot of motivational things. And it's encouraging for that moment. And then you walk out and maybe you'll read an email and then you just try to circle back to thinking the way she's encouraging you.
Those would last maybe half a day in the men's room before people would rip them down. And the number one most hated business buzzword, can you guess it?
Is it reschedule?
Phrase? No.
That's what I'm saying.
New normal.
The new normal.
Oh, that's the new normal. No, it's not. It's just different.
Yeah. Things change. It's life. Things are constantly changing. Are you going to go with the flow or are you going to go work somewhere else?
It's the new normal, though.
Yeah.
So here's what I want from you real quick. Will you call or text with a buzzword that's going on right now in your business that drives you crazy? New normal. Just if you use that with me, I just go, no. It's just different then. It's not the new normal.
Yeah.
What's normal?
The new normal almost makes it seem like that person got their way. And so the way we're doing things is their way. That's how it feels to me. Circle back annoys me. Rescheduling things annoys me.
The culture, when I'd have to make hires here and you interview people and they go, well, why don't you describe the culture for me?
Yeah.
I go, you don't need to work here.
All right. Here are some. Megan says that it's a work in progress.
Oh.
I just saw that vein come out. It's a work in progress. Low-hanging fruit, says Tom. Caveat, said Andy. And then Tara says, can't stand moving forward.
What does that mean? What does it moving forward even mean?
Well, moving forward, we'll do it this way. Moving forward, we'll do it that way. So maybe
you mean we're going to start doing this?
Yeah. So starting
Why can't we just say, all right, here's the way it is?
Yeah.
It's you know what it is? It's so much. Let's make up new words or phrases to verify our importance.
This one, the boss always says, what's going well? He says, I'm just trying to get through my day. I don't want to have to come up with some BS answer on the fly. Stop asking me all the time what's going well.
Here's the other problem with that going well thing. If you did your job really well as a boss, shouldn't it just be normally going well?
Casey says, stay in your own lane. That's actually really good advice. I would love for everyone to live by that when it comes to work.
I'm a fan of staying in your own lane in a big, big way, unless you're asked to help with something else. I love that. Here's what your job is. Please do it. Oh, and you know what? Could you help me with this? Sure. Yeah. Don't go out of your way to get in somebody else's way.
Very true.
Good stuff, guys. I didn't mean to fire you up at work today, but...
yes, you did.
No, I really didn't.
We'll circle back about it. Trending today is, and I don't know how they can possibly make this correlation, but Procter & Gamble blaming Amy Schumer for a national shortage of feminine products because of her commercials.
No. Someone just got her period. What size do you need?
Wait, there's more than one size?
Yes. Your flow changes, and so should the size of your Tampax. Only Tampax has 5 sizes. If it hurts to remove, go down. If it leaks, go up.
I'll take a regular for today, and for tomorrow, a super.
Nice. Tampax, the only tampon with a leak guard braid to help give you more leak-free periods. Time to Tampax? What's your combo?
They're blaming the shortage of tampons on Amy Schumer.
Yeah, but isn't that a good thing? Isn't that a good thing?
How's there a shortage on tampons?
Well, probably product. What do you mean? It takes material to make the products.
What's the shelf life of a tampon?
Forever.
You're telling me there aren't warehouses full of these things somewhere?
I don't know. And I went and got some vitamins yesterday. There's chlorine-free tampons. I didn't even know those existed.
Didn't know you had chlorine in them.
I just kind of use them. If I need them, I just use them. I've never put a lot of thought into it. But people, if you're allergic, then I get it. You have to do your research. But
I noticed that I've seen the wrappers for the organic ones that my daughter's into.
Oh, pish posh.
She's very, very high class.
A little granola cruncher there.
On some things, but she definitely will be like, Dad, can I drive your truck?
Yeah, to go get my Starbucks that I don't need in a plastic cup with a straw. Anyway, so I want to know, what product would you buy no matter what the charge is? Because they're saying they have to upcharge because they have such a shortage of feminine products.
You got to pay more for tampons right now because Amy Schumer did a good commercial.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It sounds to me like she did her job. So what product would you buy no matter how expensive it's going to get with
What's yours? What can't you do without?
Sadly, I'm going to say my specialty coffees. I really look the other way. Like, it used to be about $5 to get what I get. But now I roll up, they're like $627. I'm like, okay. All right, I'll find some cash for it. I don't know why, because it's like all ice. And then just like a little bit of coffee, but I'd pay that.
It's going to make me sound like a spoiled brat, but our Peloton subscription.
Oh, God.
No matter if that, and I think I don't even know what it is right now. I asked my wife to not tell me, but I think if that hit $100 a month, I'd still pay it.
You would?
Yeah.
Why don't you YouTube past Peloton videos and just pretend?
It's really I like it. I really enjoy it. It motivates me. Like, I think about getting on the bike today for an hour.
How often does the hot one ever answer you back?
No, they don't ever answer you. Never.
Or give you a shout out.
No, I don't even like the really hot chick anymore. I like this guy named Dennis.
Said no one.
No, I really do.
Who would like a Dennis over a hot chick?
He's a cool dude.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.